taking care of yourself and making sure you get enough sleep. And I mean, we talk about your all football and all that. How do you make sure you're sharp and ready to go by Sunday?
It is, I laughed and I chuckled at that. But the more I'm around the game, the more I've learned that you do have to be fresh if when to come in here and to have your mind working right. So I kind of laugh about sleep, but also know it's important. But we have a job to do, and we have a limited amount of time to get everything done we need to get done. So that's first, but we try to do everything in a way where we're not wasting time, where we're very efficient with what we do and get a lot of information watched and talked about done. So very important for us that we do take our mental health and our physical health to mind. So when we're to make sure that we're fresh, but that really when you do talk about that, you catch up a little bit at the end of the week. Sometimes you're going to see me on Wednesdays. It's going to look like I haven't slept, but the end of the week we catch up on that a little bit more than anything.
Nick, this is your first planning week, so can you kind of take the fans through your process? You talk about collaborative. Do you hand out third downs to certain coaches, red zone? How does that work?
Everything's together. There's just nothing. If I'm going to call the game, it's going to be really hard for me to hand anything out to somebody without my hand on it, right? And so I like to do it together, and I like to all be in the same room so we know everyone's thinking, and that's everything. That's run game, that's screens, that's first and second down, that's third down, that's red zone, that's tight red zone runs, that's low red zone runs, that's 2 minute, that's 4 minute, that's backed up. We're going to do everything together. And it goes a little bit longer. You get a little less sleep that way, but if you're going to call the game, I just think you got to have your hand in everything and understand the why behind why you're calling everything. And that's going to be, that's just really important to me, and that's just the way I've always operated in this game planning thing.
What's been the process of trying to figure out how opposing defenses will play Jalen Hurts and his set of skills?
Yeah, you sometimes you don't know. I get it. So you have to go, no matter if it's Jalen or I'm going back to my last year with Phillip Rivers, or if it's Andrew Luck, you always try to watch somebody who's like you, right? The offenses that you watch you want to go and watch them like the teams that you're like, right? So. And that's the same thing when you have a dominant receiver or a dominant tight end. You want to watch the games of how a defensive coordinator thinks about players and how he thinks about schemes. So the process is who's kind of like us or who that we think we're going to be like, and let's watch the game against them to see how they attack them. Because really, at the end of the day, we're not all that different. Like when we're playing similar defenses, of course, when we think about plays that we're gonna run, we think about it like, hey, what did we run against this defense against a guy who was kind of like him? So they're no different than us. I've been around a bunch of defensive coordinators, and they seem to be no different than us as offensive coordinators. And so that's kind of our process of how we go through it.
Coach, how do you know if you have 4 defenders really making their debut, not rookies, you had your punters new, you're new, how do you explain to them what Eagles football is?
You know what? That's just been a conversation. Oh, as you're saying, I got you. You're saying in general what Eagles football is, not what we are as a team and what we've been talking about every day. I think we've definitely talked about our core values and everything like that. So I think we know exactly who we are in this building. I know we know exactly who we are in this building and what core values are important to us and what things are important to us, et cetera, et cetera. But we've also done a good job, I think, as a staff and as a team, talking about the history that this team has, that the city has, right, and how good of fans we have, and how passionate of fans we have. So that's been being discussed from early on. Just how special it is. Hey, you guys that haven't played for the Philadelphia Eagles or coached, how special it actually is here in this city with the fans that we have. And so we've been talking about that. We have a division rival board up here. I know we're not playing a division rival, but that kind of shows that. And on this big screen, that it shows the plays that we're